All right, I've come to the conclusion, either I don't know anything about mountain bikes, or people are just lying to you about mountain bikes for whatever reason, especially budget mountain bikes. And I'm gonna talk about that today. I'm honestly wondering, am I clueless about budget mountain bikes? Or are people actually right about what they're saying? Because in my brain, none of this makes sense. And I'm gonna tell you exactly why today. Now, I'm getting one of my bikes fixed because my tire blew off the sidewall, so I gotta get a new tire. And I decided to bring this out just to ride it around. That's why I got the helmet on. It's a demo bike. I was just riding around, test it out. I've never ridden a Salsa, so I said, why not? Let's ride a Salsa. But today I wanna talk about the Walmart situation. And hear me out. Whatever you do, make sure you hear me out because it's gonna make a lot of sense after this video. Now, a lot of people have been comparing the Polygon Siskiyou T6 to the Ozark Trail Dual Slalom. And let me tell you something that a lot of people won't tell you. And I'm gonna tell you because I don't have no contract signed with nobody. I don't give a damn if they send me bikes or not. I'm gonna be honest with you no matter what, because it's hard to make YouTube videos. And for me to come on camera and be lying to you just to make money, I would rather not make videos at that point. Because I remember going into the store with a budget bike that I thought was awesome. Well, it was awesome at the time, until I realized that certain budget bikes don't have certain standards. And when you go into the store asking for some upgrades, they look at you like you're crazy and say, I'm sorry, but you got to get a whole new bike if you want to do the things that you want to do to this bike. So I've been there and I don't want you to be there. And that's why I'm about to tell you something that a lot of these creators will not tell you when it comes to the Polygon versus the Walmart Ozark Trail Dual Slalom. Now, let me tell you something. Walmart themselves told me that they are not even competing with the Polygon Siskiyou T6 when it comes to the Ozark Trail Dual Slalom. Bikes Online who sells Polygon told me themselves that that bike is not even competing with the Ozark Trail Dual Slalom. So which two bikes are these bikes competing with, you might ask? When I was at the Walmart headquarters checking out the Ozark Trail Fast Flow, they had a Polygon there. And I was like, what are y'all doing with the Polygon here? That's weird. They were taking it somewhere, I can't remember what they said, a staging area or something, but they were saying, this is the bike that we're competing with, the Polygon Siskiyou D5. So all these people that are trying to compare a $498 bike to a $1,500, $1,600 bike are not even comparing the two bikes that the companies are comparing. Now for me, I compared it because for what you get at a $500 price point with the Ozark Trail Dual Slalom, you got to spend upwards of $1,400, $1,300, $1,400 to get that. Now let's take this for example. No shade on this bike. I think this is a pretty good deal, but you're still handicapped. And that's the whole point I'm trying to make. Walmart does not handicap you on their bikes. This does not have a rear through axle or boost spacing. So if you wanted to upgrade this wheel, you can't do it. You could upgrade everything else on this bike that you want, but you can't upgrade to a new rear wheel. So this bike can only go so far depending on how good you get, because the rear wheel is not stiff enough to ride super gnarly trails once you get to that level. So you're still handicapped. The Ozark Trail Dual Slalom and the Fast Flow don't handicap you. If you compare the Polygon Siskiyou D5 to the Ozark Trail Dual Slalom, they don't even compare. Like the drivetrain, a D5 is a 2x drivetrain. Are you kidding me? For double the price? And I work with Polygon, I love Polygon, but I'm here to tell you the truth. I ain't gonna BS you or nothing like that, because I ain't got time for that. Because like I said, I've been there. I've been to the store before and they looked at me like I was crazy trying to upgrade a bike that's not upgradable. So these people out here comparing two bikes that the companies themselves are not even comparing to each other. The Fast Flow is a more comparable comparison to the Polygon Siskiyou T6. And for them to be doing that is just ridiculous. Now, say you want to buy something like a rock hopper, specialized rock hopper comp. That's $1,000 bike. No dropper post, no boost spacing, no tapered head tube, but you get all of that on the Ozark Trail Dual Slalom for half the price. Now, I want you to tell me, from what I've said so far, and the Walmart haters out there, make that make sense to me. I just can't, I can't like wrap around in my head how that makes sense, that people hate the bike so much. It could have been Target, it could have been REI, it could have been anybody selling that bike, the Ozark Trail Dual Slalom. Because it's Walmart doesn't mean I like it because it's Walmart. I like it because of what it is. I don't give a damn who created the bike. As long as the bike is created, whoever did it, I'm giving you a round of applause because you did something that a lot of these other bike companies won't do. And it's just so hard for people to give credit where it's due, just swallow their pride and just admit these companies, they've been playing us for a fool, ripping us off, if you want to call it that. When Walmart came, swooped in and gave us everything we wanted for a quarter of the price of everybody else. And if people can't understand that, and I mean, you must like getting ripped off. That's all I gotta say. That's literally the only defense that I can see you having. Either you don't like Walmart or you like overpaying for things. It's one of the two. Now tell me this, one more thing. I want you to tell me one more thing. What brand new bike, right off the rack or online, can you buy with the One by Shimano Q's drivetrain? The wheels are tubeless ready, tapered head tube, rear through axle with boost spacing. Tell me one bike that you can get for under $500. No, I take that back. I go on a limb for under $1,000. I love to hear what you got to say. List them down below, what bikes that you can buy with those things on it for under $1,000 brand new. I know this might sound weird, me talking about two bikes that don't have nothing to do with this. I just thought it looked sick, and I don't know, it's a good backdrop. I did some recon last night. I was like, okay, if I wanted to build this Ozark Trail Dual Slalom up, how far could I take it for how much money? So I looked up tires. You could get some trail-ready aggressive tires for about $80, $40, $50 a piece. That's $100. A dropper post, I saw one for $70. You can get a Fox fork, a Fox 34 fork for $229, 130 millimeter travel. You could get a rear shock X Fusion, the one similar to the one that's on the Polygon Siskiyou T6. So you could get that bike fully modded out, ready to go for $1,125. That was the math I came up with. And minus taxes and labor and all that. But for $1,100, tell me what brand new bike you can buy with the Fox 34 fork on it. I'm just saying, people either fail to have common sense, they like getting ripped off, or spending money that they don't need to spend, overpaying. But it ain't making no sense. I mean, make it make sense to me. That's all I want you to do. Just make it make sense. I started my channel talking about Trek Marlins. When is the last time you heard me talk about a Trek Marlin? And why do you think that is? Because they handicap you. They got the brand new Marlin 7, $1,300 and something. Let's call it $1,400. No rear through axle, no boost spacing, and no tapered head tube. Handicap. So you telling me I can upgrade a $400, $500 Walmart bike further than I can a $1,300, $1,400 Trek bike? And that's supposed to make sense to people. And I'm talking to the Walmart haters, not Trek or these companies, the people who actually can't see the value in these bikes. Explain to me how that makes sense. I mean, I'm gonna just call it how I see it. Those bikes are not even competing with each other. The T6, the dual slalom don't even compete with each other. They told me themselves they're not competing with each other, but people are comparing them because of the value of the dual slalom. There is no other bike that delivers that value at that price. You can't compare the Polygon Siskiyou D5 to the Ozark Trail dual slalom. That's why they don't do it. It's just no comparison. So they don't want to mess up their relationships with some of these companies because they scared to tell you the truth. I'm not. I ain't got no contract with nobody. I see bikes that I like, that I think that would benefit you would enjoy, that I feel are at a reasonable price, and I tell you. If something is off or don't make sense, I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna BS you so somebody can send me bikes. I spend money on my own bikes. I don't mind buying my own bikes. They don't want to send me bikes, I don't care. As long as I'm telling the truth and being honest in my videos, I could care less about what anybody got to say if I'm telling you the truth. So that's that. Tell them, the people that's talking about, oh, this bike is nothing compared to this bike. Tell them to compare it to the bike that is actually designed to compare with, that the two companies design each bike to compete with. Tell them to compare them to those bikes and see what they say. Let me give you real life examples of what I'm talking about. So this is a Kona. This is a highly named brand bike. $650. The Walmart bike is $490, whatever it is. Same fork. A 2x drivetrain. I think this might be a 2x8 or 2x9 or even a 2x7. I don't even know. With the Shimano Altis. So you telling me this makes sense to buy this over the Walmart bike that costs $150 less. These are real life examples I'm trying to show people. So the people that are saying, oh, the Walmart bikes are junk and you want to pay for something else and this and that, you get way better value with the Walmart bike. This is pretty much insulting your intelligence right here, if you ask me. $650 for that. Are you crazy? When you can get the Walmart bike that's way better value. No rear through axle. It does have a tapered head tube, so I guess that's a good thing. But it's got a quick release front and rear, a 2x drivetrain, which is not even modern on mountain bikes nowadays, but it's $650. Since y'all know I'm so full of analogies, let me give you another good one. Because I think some of y'all think these bikes are made in some special place. I mean, all the bikes nowadays are pretty much made in the same places. And whether you believe it or not, I've had people who work in the industry tell me this. Look at these two phone cases. This is an Apple phone case. This was $50. This Apple phone case was $10. So would you pay $50 or $10 for the things to do the same thing? They look just alike. And that's what I'm trying to say. Just because the brand is the brand and they overprice it, don't make it worth the money. These feel exactly the same. I would trust this $10 case just as much as I would this $50 case. But because of the brand name, this is $10 and this is $50. Same with the bikes.